What's your problem?
What's your problem?
What is your problem? What's your problem?
Very nice. I'm so glad we have intro music also playing. Anyway, for those of you watching, thank you for joining us on the very first episode of What's Your Problem?
Oh, very first.
Yes, absolutely. This
Privileged.
is I know. This is a podcast where I sit and talk to young or at least younger people, trying to get an understanding of what's going on in their lives and what some of their problems are, and maybe perhaps use my experience and time on this planet, and see if I can get to give a perspective that might be of some use. So that's the idea. So thank you for being our very first guest, and thank you for doing this, because I think it takes some amount of courage to be able to discuss your life in front of cameras. And I don't know if you realize, but that's what we're doing here. We're going to discuss your life in front of all these cameras and millions of people that are going to be watching this.
It's definitely not stressful.
Anyway, our first guest is Anarghya.
Yes.
Right. So
Anarghya.
So go ahead, tell us about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Where are you from? What's the scene?
Okay, so I'm from Bangalore, born and brought up in Bangalore.
You're a Bangalore girl. Okay.
Full proper Bangalore girl. And then I just finished my engineering in PS University.
You just came out of college.
Yeah.
Where did you pass out?
Yeah.
I mean, now you just passed 22.
2022. I think 4 months back I got my degree.
Wow. You're an engineer.
Yeah.
Arey wah.
Electrical
nice.
engineer.
You're an electrical engineer.
Have an electrical engineer degree, but
Nice.
doing acting, so there's no connection.
You're a model, right? You're a model actor, right?
Now I'm working an IT job.
So you're an engineering graduate who's doing an IT job, but you're actually an actor.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
Very
think that's
interesting.
how all the engineers
Yeah.
at this point.
So you're basically finishing your last 2 years of college during the pandemic, right?
True, that's very sad. That was very sad.
That must have been really...
No, to be honest, we only had 3 sems offline, because third sem, first sem, second sem, third sem. After that, 2020, lockdown started. So I only had 3 sems of engineering.
After that was online and stuff.
After that, it was
God.
online.
As it is, even if you go to college, learning is difficult.
Yeah.
How was it learning online? That was engineering.
See, there was no learning, first of all. But we had a lot of time to just study by ourselves. I think that's how I passed, at least.
Oh, so you actually studied in your...
I got 9.4.
Arey, is that a good thing? Out of 10, is it?
Yeah.
Out of 10? 9.4?
In the last few sems, it's you can manage to get that.
No, but you still got 9.4 out of 10. That's damn good, yeah? So you're also studious. So you have some academic skills.
I was not studious until, I think after I joined engineering, the part of me just got lost somewhere. Okay. So till 10th standard, I was like, oh, IIT Bombay, oh, IIT Madras.
Oh, you wanted to get into IIT.
Oh my God, 10th standard, I was the kid. I got 99 on 100 maths, CBSE.
Oh my God.
Then physics, everything. I think I was crying because I lost 10 marks in language.
Shit.
So,
it's sad, yeah?
I don't know how my life.
And then now your parents must be disappointed. You're an actor now, trying to do acting.
Oh my God, don't
You're
even
like,
get me started on families.
Oh God. Shit, so it's good. I think we'll easily get to discuss some problems here, because the origin point itself seems problematic.
It started off.
You wanted to be in IIT. Ended up in engineering, which is not very far. But then during pandemic,
My dad is a doctor.
Your dad?
So
that's the bigger problem.
Yeah.
Dad is a doctor. Oh, that's bad scene.
So typical Brahmin family also adds up.
I'll tell you what. How old are you? 21, 22,
20. I just turned 22.
22. Wow.
In October.
It's super young. Super young. It's
not that super. If I look super young, then okay.
22. Okay. You'll realize this when you're 42, which I was a couple
I'm
years
alive.
ago. Yeah. And if you're alive at 42, you'll realize, oh my God, 22 was awesome. Oh my God. But 20, you're like, oh, I'm not 21 anymore. Okay, let me since this is the purpose of the show anyways, let me give you the first piece of free information that will change your perspective on life, okay? You will never be as young and as healthy and as good looking as you are today. Not that good looking matters. And when I say good looking, I mean feeling good.
Confident
Or just the life that you have now, right? It might get better in certain aspects. It might get worse in certain aspects. But as far as age and youth is concerned, enjoy this moment because and don't worry that it's slipping away, because this is still the next 10 years too is when you're officially still young. You'll never be young again, and trust me, it's a great, I don't know, like I said, I don't know what your life is, I don't know what your feelings about your own life are, but as far as age is concerned, right, man, you'll realize the beauty of what you had only in hindsight.
After you all lose it.
That's
I think that's the case in
that's
general.
human nature. But
true.
if you are able to understand that fact, I think it'll enable you to enjoy today better.
Okay.
Because even when I was young, right, I was always looking at the fact that with each passing day, I didn't do that. I'm 23 and I haven't done that. Oh shit, I'm 24 and I haven't achieved that.
That's me every single day. I wake up in the morning, I'm 22, I've not done this yet. So my issue is that I want to be an actor.
That's a big, okay.
Given my family background, typical Brahmin family.
Dad's a
doctor.
Right.
Mom's with government job. So having all these things, you know
how they would react. Right.
So when I started doing theatre is the most decent form. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the most decent form of communication. For that also, they were against that. I was like, you know what? I don't care. I went 2.5 years after college. Theatre, come back, gym, college, theatre for 2.5 years, and then they didn't come for my one single show. I performed in Ranga Shankara so many times, they haven't come for one single show. Alright? But I was like, it's okay, you know what, it's okay, one day they're gonna realize it's okay. So now, pandemic kicks in. No projects.
So you're also working at the same time. You're also working.
No. 2020 I'm still
no
studying.
Projects.
Projects as in
so doing acting while you're studying.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. It's begun to drizzle. Hey, after it's not raining yet, I think all this.
No, it's fine. I think.
It's fine, right?
It's fine. It's okay.
I'll let you know technically when it is too much. I'll let you know.
You want an umbrella or something? We're recording in the rain. It's so interesting. It's dripping today. Should we move in? I think we should.
I think we should.
I think we'll move
My
in.
hair is going to get easy for the next show.
Yeah. Come. Thanks to sudden rain, which I told both Divyang and Sumit. I told them barish hoga, but Divyang was very confident that no chance till 2 or 3 o'clock nahi hoga. But as always, nature has decided to be unpredictable. So here we are, and we're also running short of time because Anarghya also has a shoot to get to. So getting back to the last point that we were talking about, which is your current circumstances, where you find yourself. You're living on your own, you're fending for yourself, right? You're managing finances. But I'm sure living on your own is also liberating in a way, right?
I come home to an undone bed. And for me, that's sort of, something that I just feel more responsible since I've moved out.
So you basically, I think, fending for yourself.
Yeah,
because all these days, you had your parents looking after you.
I had someone to do that for
you
me.
You could just take off your clothes, put it in a basket, you don't know where it goes. But it comes back to your cupboard fully ironed and and clean.
Right.
And you don't know who's cleaning your room, but when you come back home from college, your room is clean.
True.
And now you
Now I have
understand
to
the
wait
effort.
for the washing machine to be empty.
Right. Well, one good thing is at least this way, not many girls get to experience this too much because they get married and then they go from one home to the other. Right?
Thankfully, my family is not like that.
Yeah, thankfully, I think many families today, and I think a couple of generations now, that's not the case for guys or for girls. You have the opportunity of living on your own, and I think living on your own, and I've done it only briefly because even I was with my parents and then I got married. Living on your own is a great experience because it teaches you how much effort it takes to manage your life, right? Yeah. Which a lot of us don't
realize.
Which we don't realize, and we underestimate the efforts of our parents when we are under our parents' house because you've not done it. You don't know how much effort. Like how hard is it? How difficult is it? But it's the small things in life that really take a lot out of you. Yeah. Like waiting for the washing machine to get done.
And now, you switch off all the lights because you're paying bills.
You're paying the bills.
Paying bills. I can't afford to do that.
Correct. So you're switching off all the lights. Yeah. In fact, whatever I'm hearing from you, you're just having the usual life difficulty of managing your own life. Yeah. The bigger problem is that you are choosing to be an actor and that's the career you want
That's
to
a
have.
whole different problem.
Now look, there are two aspects. I know we don't have too much time because literally you're going to go another shoot, right? So let me end with some information or some thoughts that I have.
Yes,
Not just for
please.
you, for all actors.
Yeah.
In fact, I was thinking of making a video on this only, but I thought it's too vain. Since you're here, I'll tell you. As an actor or as somebody who wants to be an actor, this applies to both men and women, but especially to girls. You have to take two things into account. The most important thing is how badly do you want to be an actor? Like, is it something that you think you want? Sometimes, no, especially when we're young, no, we think we want to be a certain thing. We think we want to work a certain job. We think we want to be a certain kind of person without even understanding the motivation as to why. And the motivation could have come when you were 5, when you were 6, when you were 7, and you didn't even realize it.
You haven't given it
A
much
seed
thought,
was planted in your mind. Maybe you took part in a fancy dress competition and people clapped and you got the first prize, and that puts a seed saying, I want to be a performer, I want to be an entertainer. Or maybe, in my case, right, growing up, my parents were so hardworking, they had no time for me. And I was this little invisible kid. And my sisters are much younger, so I was taking care of them, they were taking care of them. My folks worked very hard to put food on the table and to make sure we had a good life and a good education. I was invisible, dude. I didn't have time I was the older son, so I was more like doing all the work, helping them, but I was not treated as a kid because they didn't have time. Because by the time they had me, then they had my sister, then they had my other sister. So I was
You were
automatically sort of semi-adult, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that gave me, I think, looking back on my own life, the desire to be seen, and therefore I tried to do acting, I tried to do writing, I learned all these skills. I think the motivation for me was not just to have these skills, but to be seen, to be accepted as someone, and not just this human being that was walking around and nobody cared about. So that was my motivation, and it helped me as I grew older to understand that what my motivation was, because then I realized after a point in time in life, I didn't really care what people thought of me. After a point, I came to that point in life where validation was not important.
Not
for me.
important.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
I realized
I'm still in a stage where, I can't neglect. I need, some sort of validation. I think 20s is where you don't...
absolutely. When you're younger, I think we all seek validation.
Yeah, true.
Because we think it's important. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, how important is it for you? Is it... Like for me, sometimes the validation I seek, for me at my age, my stage in life, it's only important from the perspective of the more validation I get from the people I work with, the people I interact with or clients, the more commercial success I might have. I might get more projects. People might want to work with me. But that's it. Beyond that, if you think after this interaction that I'm a bad person, like I'm not bothered because I'm not a bad person to you. I'm treating you with whatever courtesy and dignity that I can give another human being. But if you still think I'm a bad person, say I'm not going to be affected because all I'll ask me, did I do anything bad? If the answer is no, I didn't do anything bad, then I'm not going to worry about it. See, but as an actor, it's very difficult to not have validation because being an actor is all about receiving validation.
Exactly. So that's
what I'm saying. So it's difficult being an actor because how you feel is going to be decided about how others feel about you.
That's the whole essence of it.
Right? Which can be traumatic at times because you don't always get the validation you need.
Yeah.
Right? You don't always get the praise you want.
Yeah.
And tomorrow you do a performance, it might be a bad performance.
Yeah.
And you've put so much effort and time into it. And then how do you accept that, dude, all that time and effort?
To hear what?
Any performance, any role, any actor, there'll be enough people saying it's very good, even if it's trash. There'll be enough people saying it's very bad, even if it's good.
Even if it's good,
Right? So beyond a point, you cannot attach importance to the opinions of others.
You cannot impress everybody.
You cannot. So then I think what you have to do is decide what is it that you're expecting from yourself and see if you are meeting those expectations.
Correct. That makes sense. Yeah.
So you have to have your own set of expectations in life. And you have to ask yourself, like one of the biggest problems that most people who want to be actors have is, no, I'm not getting an opportunity. I'm not getting this. I'm not getting that. But here's the problem. Here's my opinion. That's because most people don't really want to be actors. They want to be stars. You understand? When you say, I want to be an actor, it means a part of you wants to come on a hoarding. It wants you to come on TV. It wants you to, a movie to come on Netflix or in the theater.
Nobody really wants to get into the procedure.
Thing is, the success commercial, which is money and fame, might happen, might not happen. There are so many factors involved in becoming rich and famous. Okay, there are many factors. It's not entirely in your control. There's a bit of luck involved. There's also PR skills involved. There's also family background involved. There's also timing involved. And you don't necessarily have control on all these factors. Okay. Only thing you have control over is your performance, your hard work, your dedication. And if your goal is to be an actor, then you can act in a play in a coffee shop. You understand? You can do a performance at a mall that only 10 people might watch. You're still acting. And as long as you're getting better as an actor, technically the recognition, the money shouldn't affect you. Because if your aim is I want to be an actor, then you're acting. Then you've got to stop worrying about the money and the commercial success and figure out how can I do this for as long as I can and be comfortable in life. Okay, and not measure your success purely by how much money you have, or are you driving a better car, or look at that person who started acting, he or she started acting 2 years ago, but already they've got 4 roles in these shows. Oh my God.
It's very intimidating. Yeah.
Intimidating. It makes you, I'm telling you, over time, it'll make you a bitter, insecure person. And this happens to all actors. It's a natural, all have human beings. When all your time is spending comparing yourself to other people and measuring if you're better or worse than other people.
That's what I do.
That's what all actors do. That's what all people want to be actors do. Because that's just human nature, right? You're always trying to see how do I get ahead, and then you're seeing other people get ahead, or sometimes you feel better because someone else has not done as well as you. That's also a sad feeling. And I think if you want to be an artist and an actor, at the core, you are an artist, right? You have the desire for expression. But on top of that, you have all these other things. I want to prove my dad wrong. I want to prove my mom wrong. I want to prove my relative wrong. I want to show to them that, being an actor is not such a bad thing. I want to prove to my college mates that I'm not making a mistake.
Okay, this is exactly what's going on inside my head.
I'm sure. This is what... I'm sure there are many people your age, in your, profession or the chosen profession, who feel exactly the same way like you. It's human condition, right? Let all that go. Let it all go. It'll be an experience nonetheless. Maybe you'll realize at 24 that you don't want to be an actor. Maybe. You have to keep your mind open. Maybe not. Maybe you won't. Maybe 24 you'll be more sure that you want to be an actor. All I'm saying is, as long as you're not hurting other people, right? As long as you're
doing your own thing.
As long as you're doing your own thing and you're not hurting anyone.
Yeah, right.
I think
it's fine.
I think everything's fine. But in life, you got to be willing to pay the price of whatever it is you're going after, right? You have to pay the price. You have to be willing to pay the price. So for that, you have to first know the price of things. All you have to do is weigh the price. Okay, this is the pattern I'm choosing in life. Now, what are the possible consequences? What is the worst consequence that will happen? You know what? I'm willing to take that chance. If that is the worst consequence...
If this is what I'm going to get...
Yeah, if that's the worst thing, and doing this, that's the worst thing that will happen. Ask yourself, dude, what's the worst that's going to happen? And then ask yourself, am I ready to pay that price? And if you're not willing to pay that price, you're not a coward. You're just not built for that. Or if you say, no, I want to be the sort of person who can be able to pay that price, then you have to build yourself into that person. So the evolution has to happen, the acceptance has to happen. Then it doesn't matter what you want to be. You can be, you can want to be an actor. You can want to be, back to an engineer at 28. You can want to be, a pilot at 30. It might happen, might not happen. But you have to ask yourself, why do I want this? Because your problems are the same as all our problems. Just different packaging, different labels. But all of us have the same problems. Insecurity, instability, fear, ego, ambition, a bit of unexpressed anger. All of us have the same problems, and you are no different from me, and I'm no different from you. Maybe just the way we're approaching life. Because when I was your age, I could relate to everything you're saying. Just that as you grow older, you just understand things a little bit more. And I don't know if you've understood everything I've told you, but
I did.
Yeah, when you go back and think about it, because the reason I'm even doing this show is because school teaches us math, engineering, biology, chemistry, but they don't teach us the basics of life, right? The basics of how to deal with life, how to think. They don't even tell us what you're going to feel at 22, what you might feel. We figure out from movies, dude.
Yeah.
We figure out most of our things from watching movies, and that's so stupid, right? So I'm hoping, that more conversations I have with young people, I'll be able to convince more young people that it's all right.
It's all right.
If you can work on your mind.
Okay, you were able to convince me. So.
Yeah? Oh, yeah?
I'm guessing you can convince other.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, it was a very insightful.
Yeah, thank
for
you.
me
thank
at
you.
least.
For me, it's an experiment. This whole thing. I just feel like there is space for conversations that can assure a lot of young people today, because I know that the anxieties of young people today is as much or more than the anxieties of young people before, because there's so much
so
more
much
to
going
deal
on,
with, so much more to deal with. So I thought maybe it could be a useful set of
Good.
conversations. I'm glad I spoke to you.
Yeah,
And
I'm glad we had this conversation.
I hope it was somewhat useful.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
hope this whole
Definitely
chat
useful,
has
yeah.
been somewhat useful to whoever is watching. I hope there are at least 25 people. At least 50.
I would send it to my 5 friends. So
5 friends.
I'd
That's
say at
5
least
there.
5 would watch.
Yeah. So to all 5 of you, thank you so much for
Thank
watching
you
this
for
conversation. Thank you, Anarghya. Thank you for doing
Thank
this.
you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you for being our first guest. I hope
Very
it's
privileged.
yeah.
Be with
It's
Sendil.
honored, and yeah, hopefully next time we won't have a location
Hari-bari
shift.
and,
Location shift. Yeah. Thank you.